all big cities, Toronto's downtown is filled with skyscrapers, many 40, 50, or even 60 stories high. But as tall as these office buildings are, they are all dwarfed by the CN Tower, the world's tallest freestanding structure. The tower stands 1,815 feet and 5.5 inches. That's equal to 5.5 football fields stacked end to end. Inside the tower, you can find 2 video arcades, a revolving bar and restaurant at the top of the tower, and the very popular Tour of the Universe ride. But of course, the tower's biggest attraction is the view. On a clear day, you can see Mississauga, Scarborough, and even Buffalo. And come to think of it, if they open up the roof to the dome, I can even watch the Grey Cup game from right here. How about that? Did you know that there are not 1, not 2, but 3 different Chinatowns in Toronto? In fact, Toronto has one of the largest Chinatowns in North America, and it's second in size only to San Francisco. Along with our Chinatown, we've got Little Italy, just west of the city core, a Portuguese area also in the West End, and Greektown located on and around Danforth Avenue. Well, today I'm in Chinatown, and it's a shame I had to come all the way here to shop for a nice southern meal. So here we go. I'm gonna start out with some nice pork bellies a la king. Yes, sir, yes, sir. That is one of my specialties. Look at that there. And then we're gonna have pork intestines, which is chitlins for you people that don't know down south. And then I'm gonna top it off with some chicken feet a la carte. Boy, nothing like a good chicken foot. Come on by. Ought to be a great meal. I'm a master chef. When it comes to taking care of business in Toronto, Bay Street is the place. It's home to many of the city's biggest businessmen, wheeler dealers, and bankers. Nearly 70% of the country's banking is done in Toronto, with much of it centered in the Bay Street area. Not only do most of the major Canadian banks have their head offices here, but so do many of the large foreign banks who have invested billions of dollars in our country. And many of those foreign dollars eventually find their way into here, the Toronto Stock Exchange. An average of 300 million per day is traded here. That's 75% of the stock traded across the country. Well, I tell you, I may not be the richest guy in the world, but I have a few extra dollars lying around, and we're here with Scott. Scott, I want to know, if there's one hot stock in town right now that you had to put your money on, what would it be?
Just one. I think I picked the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
And your job title is what?
Floor trader, stock trader.
The Winnipeg Blue Bombers. No wonder the economy is in the shape that it's in. That's all from the TSC. Back to you, Gord. Most of you might look at me and think, he's a successful athlete. He's nice looking, drives a fancy car, wears fine clothes, and you'd be right. When you have an image like mine, you have to make sure that you're seen in all the right places. How you doing?
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you very much. This is the Yorkville section of Toronto. It's home to 275 of the city's finest retail outlets. These include many of our trendiest restaurants and cafes, as well as night spots that are frequented by the rich and famous. And of course, stores that sell the products made by the biggest names in the clothing business. Well, here I am in one of my favorite shopping spots here in Yorkville, and today I'm looking for suits. Can you fit me up, poor man like me?
Oh, no problem.
Ah, blue.
Blue.
One of my favorite colors.
This is one of the year's fashion colors. It's a teal blue.
Teal. Teal.
Almost like Argo blue, but not quite.
Almost. Double blue. That feels good. Let's see what it looks like. Woo-wee! That is some fire. Boy, I feel like $1,000,000, but I ain't got but 2 loonies in my pocket. How much is this?
This week, it's reduced for Grey Cup week.
Reduced?
Yeah.
My kind of special. Now I bet you thought the only stars in Toronto were Pinball, Robbie Alomar, and Mr. Wendell Clark. But let me tell you something. There are more. And many of them can be seen on stages like the one inside this theater. In fact, there are no less than 40 theaters in the city where you can see an average of 50 new productions every month. Toronto's thriving theater scene is the 3rd largest in the world, trailing only New York and London, England. You may not know this, but I, D.K. Smith, I once considered a career in show business, bright lights.
Hey, aren't you Eddie Murphy?
Shh, get away from me, kid. Eat your heart out, Gord. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Daryl. You know, it's funny, people always ask me if I'm Pee Wee Herman. Go figure.